We started this work when we were going through the issues of consolidation. Our communities were affected, and we looked around us and saw the other communities, how many of them were affected in the state of Arkansas. When we were watching our legislators talk about consolidation, it was something that we did not agree with them on, as far as how consolidation would benefit our community. We saw the other side on how it would basically wipe out what we know as small communities.
We are very excited that our mayor has been actively engaged in our process, as well as our chamber. And one thing that I've come to find with this assistance from RCA is that they have been so instrumental in our community in showing us how to stay consistent and persistent, as well as knowing how to go about tapping into the resources that we already have, first of all, in our community, as well as other resources that are available to us outside of our community.
So we addressed this issue from a preventive measure. When our legislators structured what would cause a school to close, we looked at communities that were at risk and what put them at risk. And so when we go into a community, especially one like Dermott, we see there is a common thread here. The issue would be empty buildings, things that was gone, a lack of housing and things of that nature. And that's when we started the revitalization project. I see the people are very willing to work. There is they're unique in the sense that they have been talking about this long before we arrived.
We knew that we had a problem as far as getting the community involved with the schools, and we felt like the adopt-a-school or adopt-a-class program was the best method for this. It got the community really involved with the school. They did things like one of the retirement homes. Kids went out to that. They were able to act with the people there. We've had students go to the post office and see how they sort mail, go to the banks, learn a little bit about banking, and bankers come here and talk about money. One family, we had a family actually adopt the school. They took the kids to the planetarium at the University of Arkansas in Monticello.
There's the challenge for us to have more parent participation, as well as school board participation. And when I say participation between parents and school board, that's a more in-depth working relationship, so that everybody would be on the same page about continuing to sustain our school.
On the other side of that, whenever the community is helping educate the children are going to feel better about the community and about what's going on here. We may have more kids actually stay here on account of that. So we feel like that it's just a win-win situation for everybody involved.
Teaching unity in a community, or teaching communities how to stay persistent. And we work from a grassroots standpoint, bottom up, but we work with the top down, which is our legislators and our mayors and our county judges. And we work with the school, and we work with the chamber, which is very good for
another resource that was afforded to us from you all was that there was the need to really dabble into the racial issue. And so they had a racial workshop that was very profound and very much needed. But collectively in our community, as it relates to all of our focus groups, they are ready for them to take on even bigger challenges as it relates to the beautification of our community at large.
There's still a huge need for housing. There's still a huge need for knowledge base, just the strategic things of how do you do what you want to do? How do you get these things done? But there is still a desire of the community to go
and a hope
to go to the next level. And so as long as that desire is, and it grows daily, I do believe that there is still there's a lot more that can be accomplished and will be accomplished. Right, and it will be accomplished.
I would like to see the city of Dermott come together and unite as one community, working together, striving together, and pulling together to make progress as a whole. School to continue to turn out good students, to feed them into our universities and colleges.
Moving up, moving forward, because Dermott does have so many resources and assets, but it's the communication. So I'd like to see that, and then I think if the community, the residents, started working together, then we could bring our school back to where it was, and our community, our businesses, our youth.
So it's truly also a need to empower, train, and trust the young people to take the work and move it on to the next level. And that's an issue in all small rural communities in Arkansas. We have a lot of hope for the community, and this is one. It is my hope that they will continue to keep the community, and that they will address all of those issues that are missing, those things that they need.
I know that there had been a hope in our community for many, many years for a historical facility in our community to be utilized, and many conversations had transpired in our community about how sad the fact was that facility was there not being utilized. Dorothy and them were instrumental in going forth and getting a door open that had been shut in our community so very long, and now that facility is open and being rehabbed and utilized to deal with after-school programs for youth in our communities. It's called SOY, Save Our Youth. And so when I hear them talk about hope, it just does my heart good, because I know that it is a genuine and a for real hope for all of humanity, and it shows in how they go about interacting in their communities with their projects that they're working on.